Hello, y'all. This is Julian Rico with another video. Today is the NFL Week 12 pit update after Monday Night Football that happened yesterday. So now I got those games, and I will review my picks. How did it go? So we'll get to it. Let's get started. Starting with Thursday night between the Steelers and the Browns. Cleveland pulling an upset win against the Steelers, 19-24. Myles Garrett, 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits as the Browns go to 3-8. While the Steelers, they still control the division. At least they still control the AFC North for now with an 8-3 record. We had some upset games in this one. Tennessee upsetting Houston 32-27. Will Levis 18 out of 24, 278 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a quarterback rating of 123.3. Big day for the Titans, taking down the Texans, who will fall to 7-5, while the Titans improve to 3-8. Where's my super dog of the week? The Bears lose to the Minnesota Vikings. That was rough. Vikings beating the Bears in overtime, 30-27. Sam Darnold, 22 out of 34, 330 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 116.1 rating. As the Vikings are looking to keep up this win streak to catch up with the Lions, and while the Bears, they got to play the Lions on Thanksgiving, so good luck to them with a 4-7 record. Another upset of the week, the Cowboys upset against the Commanders, 34-26. Micah Parsons, 8 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits, in that must-win game for the Cowboys as they go to 4-7. While the Commanders, they fall to 7-5 in a 3-game losing streak, and they gotta get back on track because they're in that playoff spot, but there's some teams lurking in for that playoff spot. So Washington better start winning right away. Miami handles their business against New England, 34-15. Tua Tagovailoa, 29 out of 40, 317 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a QB rating of 128.9 rating. As Miami will go to Lambeau Field on Thanksgiving with a 5-6 record, while the Patriots will fall to 3-9. And is it rebuild time for New England? Well, maybe Drake May can stay, but rebuild the team? I would assume yes. I was in this game, the Panthers and the Chiefs. Really fun game. I was there. Got to see this game. I was not confident about if we got a 52-0 loss, but a bit of a surprise that it was a close game. Kansas City winning it 30-27 over the Panthers. Patrick Mahomes on 27 out of 37, 269 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a QB rating of 120.2 rating. Bryce Young also had a great game too. This is, I believe, his best game this year, of course. Unfortunately, even though it's a loss, give credit to the Panthers. Our defense, of course, everybody's now talking the worst defense in the NFL, which is the Panthers. Not the worst team in the NFL, but you can just say the worst defense because, yeah, our defense is not playing really good. But our offense is scoring points. Great job, Dave Canales. Shout out to him. Chiefs go to 10-1, and they get a Black Friday game against the Las Vegas Raiders at home, who they're dealing with a QB situation, which I'll get to that later in the moment. Panthers fall to 3-8, and they get the huge home game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if they beat the Bucs, there's a optimistic that the Falcons can still win the division either way, but they have to win the division as soon as possible. And because of that, Carolina falls to 3-8. The Chiefs 10-1. The Buccaneers, on the other hand, took down Tommy DeVito and the Giants. I'm sorry, that's what Mayfield does. I just don't like that kind of call. Bucky Irvin, 12 carries, 87 rushing yards. He averaged 7.3 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. The Bucs are 5-6, and they're asking Atlanta, "We're coming for you, and we are still the reigning, defending NFC South champs." Meanwhile, for the Giants, they will go to Dallas to take on the Cowboys with a 2-9 record. And today's news, of course, Tommy DeVito is not 100% with that forearm injury. So either Drew Lock will start, but also Brian Dable is also saying that Tommy DeVito could play in this game. So whoever is starting in this game, I don't know. The Giants, you got a situation at QB. The Lions are the best team in the NFL. Are they for real? With this 24-6 win over the Colts, Jahmyr Gibbs, 21 carries, 90 rushing yards. He averaged 4.3 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns as the Lions go 10-1 this year, while the Colts are still in that hunt for the playoffs with a 5-7 record. So wish the best of luck for the Colts, and for the Lions, they keep on roaring. On to the 4 o'clock games. The Denver Broncos taking down the Las Vegas Raiders 29-19. Next, 25 out of 42, 273 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a QB rating of a 94.6 rating. Broncos in a 7-5 record as they get ready for their next opponent on Monday night against the Browns. While for the Raiders, yes, Gardner Minshew is out for the season with a broken collarbone. He is done for the year, but we are expecting Aiden O'Connell to come back, and if he does get a chance to play this week against the Chiefs, that will be huge for the Raiders, and maybe keep it close if they can run the football or throw it to the Chiefs. However you want to do it, Las Vegas, but they got a situation right there. All right, the Seahawks getting a huge win at home against the Arizona Cardinals, who are coming off a bye. 16-6 was the final in Seattle. Kobe Bryant, yes, 1 pick, 6 total tackles, 6 solo tackles, 1 pass defense, and 1 touchdown. The one that he celebration was a Marshawn Lynch celebration. You should know all that. The Seattle goes to 6-5. The Cardinals fall to 6-5. And guess what? The NFC West is going wild. Who will win that division? We'll find out. America's game of the week came to be a Green Bay win in that game as the Packers trashed the 49ers 38-10. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 106 rushing yards, averaged 4.1 yards on the ground, and 3 rushing touchdowns as the Packers go to Thanksgiving night against the Dolphins with an 8-3 record, while the Niners, worst loss since I believe 2016 or 2020, but their worst starts since 2020 with a 5-6 record. And we'll see if Brock Purdy will return next week, and then Trent Williams next week, and we'll hope to hear the latest. But this has been a rough year for the 49ers. Sunday Night Football, what a great day for Saquon Barkley. You want to talk about the stat of the week? Well, I'll give you a stat of the week. Eagles beating the Rams 37-20. Saquon Barkley, 26 carries, 255 rushing yards. He averaged 9.8 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. And the Eagles are 9-2 while the Rams fall to 5-6. Who's going to stop Saquon Barkley first off? 255 rushing yards against the Rams? Oh, if we go with the Eagles and Panthers, Saquon Barkley would be running 300 rushing yards against the Panthers? Oh man, guess who their next opponent's going to be? Yep, the Baltimore Ravens, who beat the Chargers 30-23 in the Hardball Bowl. John gets the win, 3-0 against his brother Jim. Lamar Jackson, 16 out of 22, 177 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a QB rating of 126.5 rating. As the Ravens go to 8-4, while the Chargers fall to 4-7-4. Um, Really, the game of the week, the Eagles and the Ravens. I predict this to be a Super Bowl, and plus, I have the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. So if this happens to be a Super Bowl preview, we're going to have the most view watched Super Bowl in Super Bowl history between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. You got two-star running backs who are having their great years. Saquon's having one of his best years with the Eagles. And you got Derrick Henry, who he's still Derrick Henry. He's the king. And we'll see if he can outrush Saquon Barkley. But with that being said, last week, 8-5. Not gonna lie, back-to-back weeks, I went 8-6 in week 12, week 11. Sorry. Now week 12, 8-5, which not feeling confident about this as we're getting closer to December. So not confident about this week. Overall record 108-71. So I need to boost that my win column to more than just 8 wins. But that is it for today, folks. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. It's the road to 100 subscribers starts now. So please, I need some subscribers so we can get shout outs to you guys. And as always, folks, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.